Hey, for a while I wanted to make insanely in-depth film analysis videos where I ramble on about movies that I like, talk about how they were made and what makes them special. But here's the thing, I have no background in film, I have a surface level understanding of how movies are even made, and I feel like I would just be mostly reiterating points that people have already made online. So instead, I decided I want to make shorter videos where I talk about a few movies that I like and why I personally enjoy them. So with that out of the way, here are 3 movies that I like.
This ain't cheddar, this quiche.
Got it, Mr. Ready Back. 90 seconds on my back. 30 seconds like you like. Fuck it just as like you like. Do it just like you like. Take it just like you like. Call it just like you like. Ride it just like my back. Take her on the field. Take her on the ranch. Take her on the trip. Take her on the house.
I'm spitting that venom. That baby not real, it's not him. Send him a letter, kill him.
Horror is one of my favorite genres of movie. I really love elevated horror, stuff that gets wacky, artsy, and is made with a massive budget. Think Hereditary, Barbarian, and The Substance. But sometimes, a classic slasher just hits all the right spots. I'm talking low quality, questionable acting, and of course the fun kills. Intruder hits all the notes here. It's about a night crew at a supermarket that finds themselves being stalked by a mysterious intruder as they go about their mundane grocery store tasks. And let me tell you, if you've ever worked retail, this movie is especially fun to watch. There's something so odd about seeing people just do their jobs for a large chunk of the movie. Of course, the fun part is watching them all slowly get killed off as they're working. Most of the kills involve grocery store items as the murder weapon. I don't want to spoil anything, but watching the killer pick and choose which items and appliances to attack his next victim with is insanely entertaining. The practical effects in this one are also surprisingly good, with only a $100,000 budget to work with. Honestly, the craziest part about this movie is the cast. We have Bruce Campbell showing up as a random cop at one point, and of course alongside him we get Sam Raimi playing an employee, and his brother Ted Raimi playing Produce Joe. I'll let you guess what his job is. The rest of the cast does a solid job as well. If you like campy slasher movies and honestly awesome practical effects, definitely check this one out. Having just watched the Chainsaw Man Reze Arc movie, which, by the way, is one of the greatest pieces of fiction that I've ever seen. I've been on the Chainsaw Man corner of the internet. One comment I saw said something along the lines of, if you think this movie was sad, check out Look Back by the same author. And so I did. And yes, it was sad. But really, this movie was so amazing. Tatsuki Fujimoto is a genius in storytelling, and he really shows that here. This one is about 2 young students who both share a passion for drawing. The main character, Fujino, often draws the school's newspaper manga strips, but when she learns that another student, Kyomido, makes art that is possibly better than hers, it quickly becomes a race to become the better artist. Until she meets Kyomido in person, where the two quickly become friends. This movie is about the bond that these two share as they create art and grow up together. It's about why people create art in the first place, what motivates us to be better, and what drives passion. It's cool to see the obvious parallels to Fujimoto's own life. I mean, Fujino is literally drawing the Chainsaw Man Reze arc at one point. But it's clear that this was a love letter from Fujimoto about his own experiences while creating art, and the ups and downs of the craft. As a little cherry on top, the animation is so dynamic, and the way that the characters' faces are animated allows them to express so much raw emotion that you don't usually see with anime or anything animated. And yeah, I mentioned it already, but this one is sad, so maybe keep some tissues on standby. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, while not the saddest or the scariest movie ever, I think is one that's impacted me the most personally. I was 10 when I first watched this in theaters, and I sort of enjoyed it and forgot about it. I remember liking the fun action pieces, and that was about it. When I rewatched this again with my many years of growing wisdom, it really did something to me. This movie's about Walter Mitty, a man who works for Life magazine developing photos. He leads an extremely normal life. Comes into work, deals with an asshole boss all day, and goes home without much in between. Until he learns that his company is being bought out and he could quite possibly lose his job. After hearing this, he decides to take a leap of faith and go searching for the perfect photo that will be on the final cover of Life magazine. This movie hit me so hard because I relate to Walter in almost every way. I had a mundane but comfortable life. I was scared to take any risks at all out of fear that it might interrupt the comfort of my life. Time after time in this movie, Walter is hesitant to make the choice to try something new or take a chance for once. Each and every time, however, something inside him just takes over, makes him leave the complacency behind, just do something that he's never done before. As somebody who is overly anxious about most things, this movie genuinely taught me that while complacency is comforting, it leaves no room for growth or for new experiences, for living. Not to sound too dumb here, but I really think that I attribute the message of this movie to a lot of things that I've accomplished in my own life. Things like graduating college, getting a new and unfamiliar job, traveling and meeting new people. I think that every person should check this one out, regardless of where you're at in life. I had a lot of fun putting this together, and like I said, my goal was straight up to talk about a few movies that I like, and that's it. I don't need to overanalyze them and write an hour-long video essay. Although I think that's a valuable skill, and I applaud anyone that does that, I just hope that this convinces a few people to check these ones out. See ya.
Shit like a record get stretched. Y'all niggas rats, dispatch. I got 4 blacks.